Good morning. We had a very solid night's rest in the Walmart parking lot, as normal. We are at the gate now, getting things nailed down as to where I want to walk into this morning. But back in 2015, there was a turkey over here. Whether that means that he's still here, I don't know. Boy, he'd be a good one if he was here. Probably don't want to deal with him if he's still here. One of his offspring from like 2 springs ago. It won't take us long to figure out if we're going to stay or not, because this is not a small, or not a big piece of property. Pretty small actually, so if we don't get in there and get into anything, then we'll head on over to the other side and see if we can find something over there. Whew. That headache that I got yesterday still ain't quite gone. When I do that old hoot owl. That sucks. Nothing. I hadn't heard a thing, so we're gonna keep on pushing. This hilltop rolls off and there's a big creek that wraps around back here, and we're fixing to get to the edge of this thing so I can listen up and down that creek. It's about 200 yards further up here, so I think if there was something in there, I'd be able to hear it from here. Maybe just faint, but I'm gonna ease forward about a couple hundred yards just in case. We'll put our ears on that. I did notice a very fresh boot track back there. Them's the kind of tracks you don't want to see. I'm gonna blow down this creek bottom, hit the property line, run it back up, get into the vehicle, and go on around to the other side. Spot number 2. I'm gonna walk off down in here. This is a little bigger chunk of turf here, so should have a little better chances of getting to a back corner that's seen a little less pressure. There's a big ridge you gotta cross the creek and stuff to get to, and I was here several years back. I didn't get into a whole lot of turkeys there, but that was where I'd initially picked to go, and I did find some turkeys there, but the majority of the turkeys that I got into were closer up here to the road. But it was the first of the season too, so they hadn't received a lot of pressure yet. I'm such a freaking idiot. Hey guys, Pinhoti public service announcement. It's really friggin' important. If you plan on killing turkeys, to load your friggin' gun. That's the first. Gobbler just walked up 15 yards Put the red dot on him, squeeze the trigger, click. I hear something walking to me fast in these leaves. I said, man, that sounds like a turkey. I reach up and turn the barrel cam on, turn my sight on, and about the time I do, that freaking turkey gobbles at 30 yards. And then walks up there and sacrifices himself. As pretty as you've ever seen. And I click on him. Get it with him standing there, starting to get nervous. I get a shell, put it in the chamber, but I didn't pull the action back far enough to reset the firing pin. He stands there at about 35, trying to figure out what happened, and I click on him again. Unbefreaking-believable. He was nice enough to give me an opportunity to slide a gun. You can hear this guy over here just raking. I've never in a million years. Like, that's what caused me to stop and sit down. I was easing through here. I hear this guy on like a ridge over across the bottom. Pretty good ways away. But he is raking on a slate call. I'm talking incessantly. Like as fast as he could cut on that thing, yelp on that thing. He was doing it. And so I just sat down to regroup and figure out where I was going to go, because he's in the direction that I was headed. And I had been yelping as I walked up, and I yelped a little bit once I sat down. Heck, I hadn't yelped in 10-15 minutes. Why in the heck I didn't load my gun? I have no idea. I'm gonna make my loop, try to strike that turkey again. I don't know what kind of mood he's in now. He's a dangerous turkey to deal with, because he didn't gobble until he was literally in shotgun range last time. And if he's been dealing with that guy that was in here a lot, then you can see why. I wish I could have got some audio of that. As bad as I'm talking about, that boy's calling. I bet he was smart enough to load his gun. Man alive. Fixing to walk out here, I'm gonna make me a little set right here. Sit down. Walk out here, do a little calling. Well, he put on a little show out there, no gobbles, which probably means he's in the next county. Oh man, what a flippin' debacle. I've screwed some up before, but I don't know if I've ever screwed one up like that. For those of you that travel a lot and hunt, have you ever had this type of situation to where you feel like you just walked in there and was just gifted a turkey, and then for some reason you screwed it up? And then at that point, it feels like the rest of that trip in that state is not going to be easy. It's like you were gifted that turkey, and you screwed it up, and then you got to grind. I got that feeling right now. So we may be in for a couple rough days here, boys. We'll have 2 more days to try to find him, I guess. I'll have to stay in the morning because I've just got to know how he gobbles on the roost. Because that turkey's not gobbled one time since I've been in here. Good morning. We're up and at it. About past my road again. Got it. Only one here. You've got like a creek bottom that's really wide, and you've got these fingers. Got a big ridge on one side, and mostly like a lot of small finger ridges on this side. This is where we called him up yesterday. And I'm assuming he's going to be roosted on one of those little fingers that go out into that creek bottom. If I was betting, that's just kind of what, looking at topos, that's what I was able to gather. The stuff over on the private, for the most part, what I could tell just through satellite, is going to be pines. And like I said, they come across on the public line a little bit for some reason. I don't know if that's volunteer pine trees from the planting, or if, I don't know. But there's that's about where I called him up yesterday. So I'm gonna get down that creek bottom, kind of sneak my way down it, and be on one of those little fingers that come out so that I can hear up that creek bottom and determine which side he's on, and and, you know, that way if I need to get across the creek and navigate all that, I can. But we will remember to load our gun this time. Damn, mosquitoes are already out. Jeez. I should have went more north where it was still spring instead of summer. Well, it's breaking. Just fought through about 40 minutes worth of hail. I mean, it's like summertime woods. I just beat my way in here. Spider webs and all kind of stuff. But we're here now. Awful happy about it. We just need him to volunteer, give away his location. It ain't looking good. He should have gobbled by now. Dang it. Now we're prospecting. Kind of a low-key prospecting, I guess. I went down there to those pretty woods. He has some gobbler track. He had found some gobbler tracks down that bottom down there. What little bit of scratching I found is kind of up this line here. So one of those pretty woods, which is right off the toe here behind me, and I did a little fly down and calling. Nothing ever struck, so I'm kind of gonna walk up this toe here. That's right up there is where I called him up yesterday. Private's over on that side, and that's where the pines and stuff are. That's where I assume he was roosting, but I should be able to hear off in there. I hadn't heard anything, so I'm walking up this top. There's like some storm damage in here though, so I need to get out of this. But I'm just gonna kind of slowly walk my way up the line here, kind of back toward where I called him up yesterday, and I'm gonna act like a hen that working her way up through the woods, up toward from the bottom to the hardwoods. That way, if anything's listening to me, hopefully it paints a little picture. It eventually, it'll gobble at me, come to me or something. The only issue you gotta worry about is if it comes to you, is knowing that it's coming to you. I gave it 110 today, but the time clock has expired. And as far as I know, I hadn't been within 1 country mile of a gobbler turkey. So it goes. We'll be relocating for tomorrow because I may spend one day in a place without hearing turkey gobble. But I won't be spending 2. Good morning, everybody. The owls are going at it this morning. We just got up out of the back of the truck there and was asleep at this parking area last night. Got a nice little night's rest. How is everyone this morning? We are still in Virginia. It's our last day in Virginia. Thunderstorms on and off today. Breeze is picking up. I've noticed outside. It's kind of that stagnant feeling. Hopefully we can get some turkeys gobbling this morning. We've changed locations. It's going to be nothing like you've seen the last 2 days. No more hardwood and rolling stuff. We've came down to what looks like the low country of South Carolina. Matt, the biologist, gave me a tour yesterday of the place, kind of a window tour, and a lot of pines, flat, swamp. So birds seem to cling to the swamps, he said, and that's usually the case. So what I've done is I've kind of put together a plan to catch one of these big swamps at one end and start there, and then work my way, working the edge of that swamp all the way back up, and I'll put my bicycle way at the north end. So that way I'm gonna be able to work a lot of turf there, and hopefully there's a gobbler somewhere in that swamp that wants to talk, wants to cooperate, and we can leave Virginia on a good note. Because right now, like I said when it happened, we've done nothing but struggle since the minute that fire pin fell in that empty chamber a couple days ago. You guys buckle up, I'm fixing to, and we're gonna get down in there and see if we can't wrestle one this morning. I can put my ears on a lot of this swamp right now. I'm not hearing a turkey. Not even a long ways off. I'm sitting right here at the convergence of a pretty good sized swamp, like a drainage, I guess they call it, that runs all the way through this place, and where it meets the main drainage, which is even bigger, and runs runs up the property line here. So these turkeys cling to these swamps. So I've got my ears on a bunch of the swamps right now. Getting eaten by black flies. But I'm not hearing anything. Dang it. My buddy Doc says on those mornings it's gonna rain about 9 or 10 o'clock. You can just about bet turkeys ain't gonna gobble. Considering his resume, I believe him. Well, here's the swamps that the turkeys obviously cling to. You can see why they're beautiful. But I should be able to hear a long friggin' ways in these things. I ain't heard turkey gobble. Still at it. I'm gonna give it 110% until closing time today. And then I gotta come up with somewhere to go hunting. I don't know if that's gonna be Kentucky, West Virginia, Maryland. I don't know. I have to go somewhere. Just not seeing any doggone turkey tracks in this dirt road. relocated. Different spot. Drove around. Came in here where they did some burning this year, and there's a creek bottom, swamp, whatever you want to call it. Goes through this thing in the center. I'm gonna walk up this road that intersects that creek bottom way at the north side, and I'm gonna work it back around, getting in the creek bottom. So I'm assuming these turkeys have probably heard everything under the sun from the road. So there's thunder. Made it to our bottom. Alright, check the radar. Wind's picking up. A line of strong thunderstorms will affect southeastern, blah blah blah. Pea-sized hail, wind gust of excess of 30 miles an hour. 9:45. That's 15 minutes. Great. Gosh dang it. I'm just kind of jumping into it at about the halfway point. You hear the thunder behind me, and it's coming. So I'm gonna work this creek bottom. I'm just gonna have to do it kind of in fast forward. Had to work it a little quicker than normal. Just keep my fingers crossed that I can hear a turkey gobble if it gobbles through this wind, which, as you can probably hear as well, is starting to get with it. But Virginia, why you treat me this way? Well, we're on the bike because we're trying to pull one out at the buzzer. Got about 50 minutes until the closing noon cutoff, so going to use the bicycle to pedal in here, cover a lot of ground in a short amount of time. See if we can strike one down off in these bottoms or pines or anywhere he wants to gobble and play with him. That's the story. Here's our creek bottom with 19 minutes to spare. Gosh dang, what the hell is that? And for all the hard work, that's how I'm rewarded.